The shop that we worked at with Adam was in Tallahassee, Florida, and it was called Capital City Tattoos with a Z. And to give you an idea of like the shop itself, it was two doors down was a homeless shelter. Directly next door was a day labor place. And inside the lobby was a Western Union with check cashing. So we would always get people from the homeless shelter go to the day labor place, work for the day, get their paycheck, and then they would come in the tattoo shop to get their check cash. So we always had crazy people coming in. Well, the other thing about it was is Adam's this old biker dude, and he thought it was like the coolest thing in the world that he still allowed smoking in the tattoo shop. So everybody like smoked out in the lobby, not in the stations. And I was sitting in my friend Jerry's station, and we were sitting down talking, and we hear this knock on his door, and Jerry gets up, opens the door, and this dude sticks his head in. It's like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, you know. He's like, "Hey man," and fucking Jerry's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And these dude's like, I want a tattoo," and Jerry's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "I want my name." like surprised that Jerry asked what he wanted because he should have known. And dude's like, "Well, what's your name?" He's like, "What? You ain't heard of me? Leonard Skinner wrote a song about me. My name's Leonard." And Jerry's like, "All right, well, what kind of lettering do you want?" And the dude's like, "Okay, I want it. I'll draw it out for you. I want it written out real special." So we take him out to the front desk. We give him a clipboard with a piece of paper and a pen, and he's drawing. And he's like super into this shit. You know, he's like, "Yeah, man, yeah." He's like looking at the drawing. He's so into it, and he's like, it's like a big L, slightly smaller E, slightly smaller O, slightly smaller N, and then it starts getting bigger from there. So it's like Leonard, but it's pinched in the middle, you know, so it like tapers down and gets smaller in the middle. And anyway, Jerry's like smoking. The dude looks at him, and he's like, "Yo, can I get one of those?" So Jerry gives him a cigarette. And about this time, Jerry looks at me and he's like, "Hey, do you want to do this tattoo?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't want to do this tattoo." So I walked across the hall to get one of the other guys to go help the guy out. And when I came back, my eyes were like stinging and watering, you know, from smoke. And I was like, "Oh shit, why is it so smoky in here?" And I'm looking around to see where it's coming from. And the dude's still drawing, but there's like smoke just pouring out of the pocket of his jacket, you know? And Jerry, as about the time I realized that what was going on, Jerry looks at the dude and his like best Valley Girl impression. He's like, "Dude, you're on fire." And the guy's like, thinks he's talking about the drawing. So he's like, "Yeah, man, this shit's hot." You know, he's fucking getting real into the drawing. And then he realizes, no, I'm actually on fucking fire, you know? So he's like spinning around in a circle and he's like beating his pocket, you know? So he takes his jacket off and he's beating it on the floor. But by the time he did this, he had like, it had burned through his jacket and lit his shirt on fire. So when he's doing this, it's like fanning the flames up, you know? And seriously, I was like dying laughing because like it was, I don't know. I grew up with skateboarding, and anytime my friends would bust their ass, before I would check to see if they're okay, it was just like instinct to laugh at them, you know? So I was laughing and I couldn't tell them to stop, drop, and roll, you know? So anyway, he's like spinning around and he runs down the hallway of the shop and he's like, "Ah!" And he looks like fucking Michael Jackson in a Sprite commercial, you know? And he fucking dives out the front door. And these homeless dudes just like stomp him out real quick, and that's pretty much the end of the story. But